So what if the reason you are super tired isn't because you need to do another thing, but rather reduce your workload? Because what if your body is asking to make fewer decisions about fewer things rather than those 7, 8, 10, 100 different things that you're expected to do? Because what if the clarity you're seeking doesn't come from thinking harder, but rather having a clear sense of direction and systems needed to succeed? Because what if that aligned action actually feels quieter and more still than you might think? If this resonates and you are ready to put into action some systems that you can implement today, then stick around and let's dive in. Welcome to where you are finally able to get unstuck and experience nervous system peace that is integrated into your everyday life as your new normal. Because transformation is a way of life here, and yours begins now. So today we're not going to be asking you to hustle harder, but rather step back and get extremely clear on what it is that you are wanting to create for your life instead. If you're feeling all this bustle and chaos, it's often because you have too many balls in the air, too many things going on, too much for your brain to decide on, and not enough systems to help you make things into a smooth transition. That's why I want you to get very clear so you can have absolute precision when you execute on the next thing you're doing, rather this ambiguous all over the place, oh yeah, I got to do 20 different things, right? That is overwhelming for anyone's nervous system. So what I want you to do is pause, take a deep breath, and let's lean into that energy that allows you to rest so that you can fully receive. Because over-efforting is not a personality trait, it's a nervous system strategy that I'm going to help you hack. So first, we need to give our body the ability to feel safe by taking everything pretty much off our plate. So say you have 20 things that you want. I want you to narrow it down to the 5 most important things. And then from that 5, narrow it down to the 3 most important things. And then from there, narrow it down to the 1 and 2 top things that are most important for you to achieve today, or the day you're working on this, right? Because when we can narrow everything down to 1 or 2 very specific things, I need to get this done today to move my business forward with more, profit, right? To get this project done, to get this paper done, whatever that looks like. This is the 1 or 2 actions I'm going to take today and work on in order to move this forward. If we're trying to do 20 different things, the problem is even 10, okay? That's so many different avenues for your energy to branch off to instead of having a very clear focused thing. Now, what you could do is those 10, break it up into 5 different days. So Monday through Friday, by the end of the week, have all 10 done. That could absolutely be tangible. Obviously, I don't know each thing, so you'd have to take it bit by bit and see if that's realistic. But just thinking off the cuff here, yeah, that could absolutely be a realistic goal versus all 10 things today. That right there is a strategy to divide and conquer in a more efficient way and utilizing your time management that is clear, focused, and strategized timeframes that you're able to use to then execute with something actually creates safety, capability, and even courage within your nervous system naturally, because you will feel capable, because you are capable, because you're more focused on a very specific system. So if you have, one thing to focus on today, that'll give you the time to focus on the strategy, the system, what you need to do to be able to accomplish this one thing or these 2 things. That's going to be easier on your body than say even 5 things. Yeah, I can get those 2 things done today. Well, that 5 right there, right? That hesitation, that, I don't know, am I going to be able to get all that done today? But if you broke it down and said, here I am Monday morning, by the end of the day, Wednesday, if I pick very specific things to work on each day, yeah, I think a realistic goal to get all 5 things could very well be on Wednesday evening, by Wednesday evening, whatever, right? Creating something like that will naturally make your nervous system go, whew, okay, maybe we can't actually do this, right? Versus even the 5 things your body might be going like, that's too much. I can't. And the problem is then when our body feels that, even if we're like, okay, just focus on 2. Well, what 2? Which 2 do you want me to focus on, right? And it's right. So as we leave that, even that ambiguity, even trying to taper it down without clear focused direction, that ambiguity is going to make our nervous system like freak out and be like, we're not safe. We're not ready. We can't do this. Right. And your body will naturally start to freak out and it'll start to buck back is what I will say is like where our nervous system is like freaking out saying, no, I can't do this. Because then you have you don't need to try right now. Less than 5 minutes is all it takes to reset your body. Incongruence of energy. And in that incongruence, you're unable to find that balance we need in order to align with the energies we want to create. And so what I really want you to do is, so first naturally, when you feel the overwhelm, take a deep breath, ease into that yummy energy, know that you got this. And it's just a matter of getting very clear on what it is I want to accomplish today. Only today. We're not working on all week. We're working on today. What do I want to get done today? And if say you've got 5 that you absolutely can't narrow it down, order it in the most important and then go from there. Give yourself the grace of, I may not be able to get all 5 things done today, but I am going to go in order. And if I have to, I'll pick it up tomorrow. And give yourself permission for that rest. Give yourself permission to not be this perfectionist, get it all done today, and rather focus on that 1 or 2 thing. Ideally 1, right? Especially if we're overwhelmed, let's just choose 1. Let's make it so stinking obnoxious that like, of course I can get that done, right? Like in an obnoxious way, like almost like an obnoxious goal where you're like, of course I can do this. That is the best energy to be in when you're trying to accomplish any set of tasks. Because when we can have almost like our ego like rub the wrong way, like, oh yeah, of course I can get that done. Like, duh, that's like, hello, easy. That's the energy. Honestly, our nervous system is like able to really like not just stabilize, but like achieve, go after, because it's like almost like a hit to the ego. Like, of course I can get that done today. Of course I can knock that out. Of course I can send that 1 email. But when your body has been in that like fight or flight, that stuckness, even that at first like glance can be really overwhelming if you're telling me I got to do 5 other things alongside it. But if that email that'll take me 5 minutes is the one thing I need, now you're creating momentum because like, of course I can send an email that's going to take me 5 minutes. Like that's all I have to do today. Like, of course I can do that, right? Like, hello. And then once you do it, right, your body is like already in that rhythm and it feels good. Now you're getting a dopamine hit because you've got an accomplishment, even if it was an obnoxious task that you could absolutely knock out. Because now you're building the momentum for item number 2 on your list, right? And ideally you'll have this written out or in your phone. I like writing things out because there is actually science that's proven the results from the handwritten notes versus typed notes, retention and things of that nature actually does increase. But I think it gives us a more personalization for the things that we're wanting to create, especially if we are an entrepreneur and we are, running our day-to-day stuff, right? Not as an operator, but as a manager, like we still need to be knowing what's going on depending on how you set it up. And so being able to know like, oh, I got to call this customer back, or I got to follow up on this lead, or I got to take care of this, issue, or whatever it is, right? It gives us the ability for our nervous system to feel confident and capable to handle whatever problem it is that's coming our way. So when we step out of that overwhelm, it gives us the ability to actually be successful in our day, giving us the ability to actually accomplish things, not feel like a complete spider web has invaded our brain at the end of the day with no real progress. It can be super easy to get derailed when we don't have that very clear, concise plan. And even still to this day, the top things I will do is 3 things that I will do within a day, because more than 3 I often can't do. And even then, I generally even stick to only 1 or 2 things that I absolutely have to get done, in addition to all my other stuff that moves my business forward, that moves my healing for, whatever it is I'm working on, I still choose very limited amount of things that I'm going to be laser focused on that day, because otherwise I too will be all spiderwebbed and chaotic, because it's not like a you thing or a me thing or a personality thing. It's just part of the human experience. And when we can recognize this is what we need in order to succeed, and it makes it super easy to accomplish the goals that we're choosing to accomplish. And it makes it so that we actually feel confident within our nervous system, because our nervous system is like, oh, okay, we can do this. I can handle this. This isn't too much, because when we go into that overwhelm, our brains will easily shut off, because our nervous system will be like, too much, I can't. Versus that was one or two things with a clear system and being able to actually achieve it, we will receive natural feedback through accomplishing our goals, even if it's only 10% of the end goal, right? Well, that 10% or even 5% is better than 0% we would have had if we didn't even dedicate half an hour or an hour to this thing, whatever it looks like, right? When we are able to break things down into tangible, manageable tasks, our nervous system feels safe enough to actually receive success. Because if our nervous system is freaking out, we can't even really truly receive the blessings. We're just going to burn right past it, keep going, and not even acknowledge it, not even feel good long enough to receive the gift. Because if we don't have the capacity, we're not going to be able to even relish in it. And we're not even going to be able to have the distinction of where we were able to succeed within our strategy, within our goal, whatever that looks like for you. Because part of part of being successful is receiving. Being able to receive the glory of it and receive the dopamine hit, receive the congratulatory. Sometimes that's hard too. So if that's still a struggle, go check out our episode where we talked about being able to receive, because it's something that we are all deserving of. But we have to make sure that we're willing to put ourselves out there to say, I am worthy to be successful, and I am able to receive this blessing, because I am choosing to create the container in which that holds that. So head on over to our meditation and drop below what y'all think. What are some of the things that you have been able to create systems around that works for you? And what are some of the things that you're still struggling with? You never know who might have some ideas that they can too answer and drop it in the chat, so that you're able to, we're all able to really, be able to achieve our dreams and succeed in everything that we're wanting to create. So hop on over there, and I will catch y'all next time.